What do y'all think is going through Angel's head? Because this is what I think, right? This is what I think. I think that Angel is a girl, a round-the-way girl that is used to getting people together, right? She's used to being top dog because out of all her friends, right? Out of her homegirls from back in the Gap, she is that B. Why? Because she has the NFL husband, because she has the big house, and she has the picturesque family. She got money, right? So she thought that she would be able to come and handle these women, but the housewife women are a different animal. These women shade for a living. They shade for a living, and Angel can't keep up. Angel, truth be told, you are giving Wendy the energy you should be giving Gizelle. Gizelle says something to you, and you turn and deflect towards Wendy. Baby, what's going on? Why are we doing this? Gizelle is light work. Gizelle is light work. Why are you deflecting? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is TammyTalks. We're gathered here today to talk The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 4, Tropic Like It's Hot. If you guys are brand new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, and then leave your comments down below. Hype the video. Y'all got hypes left for the week? Spare me one. Star me out with one, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. This episode, yikes on bikes. Before we get started, Wendy is fighting her case. I was gonna do a look at this here about it, but y'all, corporate thugging during the day, and then Love is Blind, and then Married at First Sight, and then this, and then the Braxtons. I don't have time to think sometimes. So, quick little update. Wendy has retained a lawyer, and she is citing that she was arrested illegally, and she wants all this stuff to be done. I asked one of my friends that is a lawyer. This is standard procedure. Eddie has also gotten a lawyer. Eddie's lawyer wants $1,500 an hour, and word on the curb is that his family is paying for it. Now, I know a lot of people think that Eddie and Wendy are beefing, but they've been in each other's comments, so maybe not. We'll see, but let's talk about the show. So it starts off with Kay. They're still on the bus, the sprinter, and Kay is yelling for Stacey to stop touching her, saying that she was touching her with her hair. Like, Kay, I can't even call you a flop. What's lower than a flop? Do y'all know what's lower than a flop? Because that's Kay, all right? So Ashley is asking if Kay is going to be sharing Greg's money with them, and it was a swift no. Y'all bitches done pissed her off. Y'all ain't getting a damn thing. So we get to Preakness finally. I am so low-key disappointed that people don't know what Preakness is. Maybe it's because I watch horse racing, but there's the Triple Crown. There's the Kentucky Derby that everybody knows about, and then there's Preakness. Preakness is just a more black one. Preakness is the black version of it, okay? So Kay is giving all the ladies $20 a piece, and then said that she's going to give Stacey less than that. Girl, whatever. They end up going over to the board, and Kay is giving a tutorial, a lesson on how to vote, how to bid, and Stacey was like, "Girl, I put that dub in my pocket." It's coming home with me. So Wendy is telling Gizelle, if you bring up my name to Angel, she'll talk about me for 7 minutes. I was like, what? So Wendy is like, look. So Gizelle was like, didn't y'all go to school together? Wendy said, I heard she didn't graduate. I said, oh, not Miss 4 Degrees. Don't let Miss 4 Degrees find out you didn't graduate. I know something, all right? So Wendy is like, I heard something happened, and she left school. I said, are y'all going to hound this woman because she don't have a degree? I know that's not what y'all about to do. I know that's not what y'all are about to do. Before somebody says anything, it is my understanding that Gizelle has a degree, Robin has a degree, Ashley has a degree. I believe Kay has a degree. We know that Candace has a bachelor's and a master's. We know that Wendy got 4 of them. So the cast is educated, okay? They not very classy, but they educated. So Gizelle was like, well, she said she graduated in '09. Wendy graduated in 2006 and was like, no, it's not what I heard. So Ashley gets somebody's phone number before they even get their food. They get to the table, and Stacey asks Gizelle if she has a boyfriend. Gizelle said, no, I'm single. She then said that Angel said she got somebody for me. And the way that Stacey and Wendy were like, is he bald? Is he chocolate? Because we know Gizelle has a type. Not a good type, but she got a type. So Ashley brings up the fact that Tia called her rude for only inviting Wendy and Gizelle to hang out. So apparently, when they were out shopping, and it was Wendy, Gizelle, Tia, and remember Angel came after the fact. Ashley apparently called Gizelle and invited her and Wendy to come and hang out, I guess, at her house or something. Tia said that, that was rude or whatever the case. And Ashley was like, it wasn't rude. Tia was like, girl, it was tongue in cheek. Keiarna didn't know what that is. So Tia was like, it's not a big deal. It's just like a little something, something that you say. And I got over it like I wasn't really mad. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. Kay said, oh, like a chin check? No, Kay, a chin check is a big deal. Because I feel like if somebody tells me, yeah, I heard that so-and-so said they chin checked you, Tammy, the fuck? That is a big deal, Kay. And the fact that you were still trying to make light of this, like Angel, chin check her ass. My God. So Tia then said that I don't understand why what Ashley is struggling with in this conversation. I said, ah. So Tia is like, look, I'm disappointed that Ashley has not tried to pinch my butt or anything. Gizelle said you were fancy me. Do you not fancy me? Ashley, you really didn't have to say anything in this moment. Just be quiet. It is rude. It is rude for you to call somebody and you know that they're on speakerphone and you know that they're with other people and for you to just invite that person. It is rude, okay? So Jassi shows up, y'all. Don't don't yell at me. I thought that was Cynthia. I said, is that Cynthia's ass? But no, it was a random friend that they made sure to edit her ass out. I said, damn, girl, you were better off leaving the table. They did not want you in this scene. So Kate looked irritated when Jassi showed up and sat down. I said, no, what's going on here? Kay, like how you got beef with everybody, mama? What's happening? What's happening? So Angel threw some shade at threw some shade at Jassi. Talking about, well, my husband, he was a cornerback. He was a starter for 10 years. Nobody asked you about your damn husband. So they go outside to watch some of the races, and Ashley is asking Kay if her and Jassi are okay, because I heard some things. Like, are y'all okay? There was energy. Kay was like, oh, well, I heard some things about Jassi. So Wendy was like, hold on. The first lady is walking by. Let's not, child. They got the first lady to the side. She didn't want to be on the Housewives. I wonder why. Why would she want to be? So, but I kind of feel like if you don't want to be on the show, why didn't you invite Wendy to shebang? You know what I mean? But whatever. So Kathan said that she heard that Jassi and Stacey had an issue with her. And she heard it from Wendy. Wendy said, that's not what I said. I said, I thought there was something there. Jassi was like, girl, that's just Wendy being messy, okay? Jassi then turns to Kay and said, I know that you're going through something with Greg, so Kay said, I know you're going through a lot, marrying a man that had 2 kids on you. I would be upset too if all I got was a condo and he didn't even pay for it. I said, woo! Now, I'm not even gonna hold you. Jassi, you lost in this moment because we told you last season. I think you were one of my thumbnails about how that man was having them kids on you and it didn't make sense. Shout out to Color Me Pink. Keisha interviewed, didn't Keisha interview one of the baby mamas? Yeah, that man had two kids on you. You lost this round, Jassi, but that's okay because Kay looks crazy anyway. So ultimately, you're the winner, right? So the ladies are at the airport, and that we are now headed to Nevis. So Gizelle done invited Jassi. I said, when did you have time to invite her? Gizelle invited Jassi, who ended up having to fly economy, and she said, that's okay. My champagne tastes the same back here as theirs does up front. I said, baby, I don't know. They may have had a more expensive bottle than you did. But then they had to wait for her to get off the plane. I said, oh, this scene was so cringe. But she gets off, and we are in St. Kitts, all right? So Angel said that her goal is for the ladies to get to know her better and for her to get to know everyone else better. Cool. You got to get from underneath Kay's bosom in order for that to happen. Angel, look, I want to like Angel. I do. But Angel is so far up Kay's ass, and I think it's because she wants an ally, she wants a friend, she wants to prove her worth to Kay, but you're alienating yourself from the other ladies. That's what's happening, Angel. That's what's happening. So Stacey, because they're sitting in customs, right? They got to run their passports, make sure everybody's on the up and up before we let you in our country. So Stacey said, "Look, I reached out to give Angel the warm welcome that I didn't receive in this group. And it was met with a lukewarm reception. That's because Kay done sat back and talked dog shit about all y'all ladies, and Angel formed her own opinion on y'all before coming on the show. So Gizelle lets them know that she had them bring like their slutty lingerie clothing because we're going to have Jassie's bachelorette party. I said, girl, the way that Kay was like, ugh. So next thing we know, a woman comes up from customs and tells Angel, you have a camouflage bag. You can't bring that in. Rookie mistake. Listen. Anytime you leave a country, and especially going to those islands, you can't wear camouflage. But that is also something that one you should have researched. Two, I expect you to know. Don't you travel with your NFL boyfriend husband that's been a starter for 10 years? There is no excuse for you to have camouflage. On top of that, it's tacky. A camouflage luggage, girl, I guess. So Tia ended up having an empty suitcase, and she let Angel put her bag in there. It wasn't like a full-blown suitcase. It was a little bag. But like, if y'all have never gone to any of the islands, like, make sure y'all read up on what you can have in the airport. I went to one of my best friends got married in Jamaica. Wow, it's been a minute now. I want to say 2013. And we knew once she told us because she has family that still lives there. But like we read the stuff. You can't do it. And I remember one of my friends had on some camo shorts and they would not let his ass in the airport. He had to like buy some pants in the customs area, change them, and then come in. Like it's a whole thing. Like just don't. So then they're eating meatballs or something, and then we get Wendy asking a wild ass question about does Stacey suck balls? I said, oh. Stacey says she has not had that encounter yet. Okay. So they take a yacht from St. Kitts to Nevis, so that Gizelle said, I want to make sure y'all are having an experience. So far, so good, Jizzy, with the trip. So far, so good, okay? Ashley said that this is a good vibe so far because Kay's house was tense, and it was, unnecessarily. So we find out it's the day after Wendy's birthday. Good on her. Happy birthday. So they decide to give a toast to celebrating Jassi. Gizelle then said, because some of the ladies didn't want you to come. I said, here come the bullshit. And we were like, what? And Gizelle was like, yeah, I'm sitting here with my sober. Oh, my other sober. I said, not you acknowledging that you and Wendy are both K's? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I think this is the first time that Gizelle is acknowledging it with a smile that her and Wendy are part of the Divine Nine. The same. Part of the first and the finest. But okay. So Gizelle said that Angel didn't want Jassi to be invited. And Angel was like, "What? When did I say that?" Now, we roll back that beautiful bean footage. Here's the thing. Angel is on tape saying, "Bring Sharice." Now, did Angel say do not bring Jassi? No. However, if right after this argument, this whatever between Kay and Jassi, your first statement, your first word after that is bring Sharice, it very much gave that. But this is also, I just kind of feel like Angel, like, why do you keep talking to Gizelle? Stop saying shady shit to Gizelle. She's going to run it back to the group. She's going to flip it and reverse it. And you're going to end up looking like you looking now. Right? So then they were like, "Do you even know Sharice?" She was like, "Yeah, I've known Sharice for years." I don't know what Angel did to production, but production rolled it back, and come to find out, Sharice and Angel, they ain't cool the way Angel was saying that they've known each other for many years. It was very much giving, okay, we have a mutual friend. Yikes. Oh, Angel. So Kay said that she's not fake and she don't like to be phony. I said, okay. Jassi said, "Well, what about all the shit you said about Wendy?" I said, "Uh-oh." So Wendy's in her confessional and she said that, "You know what? I haven't been talking about Kay behind her back to any of these women, but she is doing it to me." I'm going to be real with y'all. The way that Kay is going out of her way to have an issue with Wendy, it's annoying. Right? We're on what episode? Are we on episode 3? Episode 4? At this point, Kay, like, tell Wendy very plain what the issue is, because it cannot be. I refuse to think that it is because Wendy told you, "Girl, did you do your own makeup?" It has to be something more than that, right? So Wendy is trying to talk to Kay and explain something. Kay gets loud and it's like, "Jassi, you full of shit." See, Kay is deflecting, right? Because Kay knows Wendy about to read the shit out of her. I feel like Wendy is waiting. Wendy is going to get Kay so far together, and it's going to be so warranted because Kay, you're doing a lot. So Jassi said, "Hoes is mad. Hoes is mad." Kay said, "But you're the hoe. But you're the hoe. Weren't you the side chick?" I said, "Oh, Jesus." So Jassi said, "No, baby, I'm the fiance, something you'll never be." I said, "Okay." Kay won round 1. Jassi got round 2. Let's get ready for round 3, right? So then Keiarna is like, the fiance, I'll never be. No, baby, you will never be the fiance. You will never. Greg is not going to marry you. You were sitting your ass on this same show last year saying that you were going to be engaged by the time you moved into that house. Okay. So Jizzy is like, "Okay, so y'all good?" Like, Gizelle don't even be giving people the chance to think about whether they're mad or not. So she asks Angel if she's good with Jassi. And Angel tries to answer. And then Wendy came in and was like, well, I mean, to be fair, when Jassi came in, Angel, you started talking about her husband, and talking about your husband and really taking a dig. Angel sits up here and lies through her teeth and said that there is a commitment to misunderstanding her because Jassi asked about her husband. We rolled that beautiful being footage. Imagine a world where in the first 20 minutes of a conversation, production runs back footage on you 3 times to catch you in some bullshit. Yikes, Angel. Yikes on bikes, sis. So Angel is saying that Jassi asked about her husband. No, you asked Jassi about hers and then offered information about yours. Angel, what's happening? Crashing and burning, girl. So Jassi then asks if Angel has it in her life to have a relationship with some of these women that don't enjoy Kay, because it doesn't seem like you do. Angel then said that she does, and Kay look like you better not say you do. Oh my God. Jizzy brings up in her confessional that Angel does not look like the pictures that she posts. I said, oh man. So they get to the villa, the main villa that they're going to be staying in, and everyone has custom monogrammed robes and makeup bags, and it's very, very cute. So Ashley and Jizzy are going to stay in the first villa together. Tia gets the nanny quarters because it's very British or whatever. I said, Gizelle just be saying shit. Wendy, Jassi, and Stacey have the second villa, with Wendy having the upstairs completely to herself. And then Angel and Kay have their own villa. Good on Gizelle for putting people together that actually like each other. All right? So everybody is reading their personalized notes, like wishing them happy birthdays and I know you're away from your kids, all type of nice stuff. Stacey not only didn't have a personalized message, but she didn't have a monogram robe or makeup bag, and I thought that was shitty, Gizelle. That was wrong. That was wrong. If you don't want to give her a letter, sure, but to not give her the robe and the makeup bag, I mean, she got the robe because somebody's gonna correct me in the comments, to not give her the embroidered one, the personal one. That was shitty. I actually felt bad for Stacey, and you can tell that Stacey's feelings were like hurt. You can tell. So Gizelle said in her confessional that she was not sure who Stacey was. I still don't know who she is at this moment, so that was why she didn't customize her things. Whatever. So Angel is telling Kay how rude it was that Wendy and Gizelle didn't speak to her at the airport. Once again, they rolled the footage, and I'm like, oh my God. They rolled the footage, and it's like, for one, the footage shows both Wendy and Gizelle greeting her. Angel is sitting up here lying, saying that no one greeted me. They looked right through me. Angel, do you know that you're on TV? Do you know that you're being recorded? Do you not notice the cameras? Oh my God. Like, Angel, this is the fourth time they don't roll back footage on your ass to prove you out to be a liar. Oh, she's gonna have a rough reunion. Sheesh. So we see Tia calling her daughter since it is her birthday. And she said that she's always been around for her children's birthdays. And then there was one time when she was in London or she was in England. And when the queen passed away, there were no flights. And so she missed her daughter's birthday. And she now realizes that her daughter doesn't need her there as long as she has the stuff she wanted, which was her birthday party. Okay. So then she got a text from her son, Nathaniel, that said he wants to be adopted and leave the family. So she puts him on the phone and she's like, what's wrong? Nathaniel said, I hate this family because I got to clean up. And everybody was making me clean up, and I didn't even get to relax. I said nothing. Tia would say, well, what's going to happen if you get adopted? Like, I'm not going to be okay with that. I won't see you. She said, look, I'll be home Sunday. Try not to get adopted before Sunday. I like how she handled the conversation. It's okay, Nathaniel. I mean, you got 3 sisters, sir. God bless you. So we get to dinner, okay? And Stacey is asking Kay, we don't talk. Okay, so I don't know, but are you and Greg back together? And Keiarna just has nasty energy, at dinner. And she's like, yes, we are. So Jizzy is like, oh, I didn't know that y'all weren't talking. So Kay is like, well, we had some good chit chat on the plane. I asked you for some gum. You asked about Angel. So Angel pipes up. Someone asked about me. Okay. Someone asked about me. Okay. I am doing well. And the best way to have a conversation, or the best way to get to know me, is to have a conversation with me. Shut up, Angel. You don't talk to no damn body. You sitting up under Kay's tit the whole time. She then goes on to say that she's not very talkative with people she doesn't know. And I feel that I'm not very talkative with people I don't know either. Takes me a little bit to warm up. But like, Angel, this isn't a matter of you trying to warm up. This is a matter of you feeling like you got to be so far up Kay's ass and you don't want to rock the boat. That's what you're doing, right? So Tia is like, well, okay, I don't see you two talk at all, referring to Wendy and Angel. Angel was like, well, I felt attacked at Kay's house. Stacey was like, how? How did you feel attacked? Angel said that the question was unnecessary. And Wendy didn't ask you no unnecessary question, baby. You just can handle a conversation. And I think the real issue is Angel was embarrassed that she's been going around caping for Kay, saying that Kay had not said anything about her and that Kay did not say she chin checked her and she believed her friend, offered her to be like, fine, yeah, fuck it, I said it. Angel was embarrassed, right? So Wendy was like, no, no. I'm not going to let you put that verbiage on me, and it's not okay. Wendy feels that she did not attack her. She just simply asked a simple question, which is true. Wendy said this is a concerted effort to villainize her, and I'm starting to believe that Kay and Angel are really just out to attack Wendy. Like, it doesn't even seem like there's a real issue. It's given we're going to gang up on her for whatever the reason. The audience is split on Wendy. Yes, I'm not a fan of Wendy. I've made that very clear on my channel. Most of y'all cry and bitch about it in the comments. Who cares? Don't care how y'all feel about it. However, I can acknowledge that this is an attack on Wendy. This honestly is, because she's not even doing anything. Wendy's not even giving y'all any kind of energy back for y'all to keep doing it, right? So Wendy goes on to say that Stacey is not the only person that has told Kay that her energy is off. Angel then said that, she has a hard time reaching out to someone new. That's just not how she is. So Gizelle is like, okay, well, speaking of social media, um, I didn't know that was you in some of the pictures, Angel. So Ashley is cracking up. Angel lies again and said that picture is not filtered. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You like, what's that app that people be Facetune? It looked like you Facetuned that picture. That's more than a filter, right? Giselle was like, I'm down for the filters. Wendy is the filter queen. Wendy caught a stray for no reason. Gizelle then said, I went to your Instagram and none of the pictures look like you. So Stacey is like, not Stacey, Kay. No. Lord, all these damn heifers on this show. Angel was like, there are some people that are laughing at this table when they ran to the operating table to look like a permanent Instagram filter. Here's the thing though, Wendy, you shouldn't be laughing, because when Ashley brought up the fact, or was it Ashley or Robin? Ashley relayed the message. But when the conversation was about the fact that you had got some work done, you ran down on Robin like never before. You cussed Robin smooth the fuck out. You talked about Robin and Gizelle like they were dogs. So for you to sit here and now laugh about them talking about Angel doing the same thing under the same circumstances, where it is a issue of just had a baby and just got like a little mommy makeover, is very hypocritical, Dr. Asefo. Very, right? So Kay then said that the photo resembles Angel. Resembles means that it's been altered. Kay, resembles means altered. If you go to somebody's Instagram, unless you are very vocally and very outright using AI, this shit should not resemble you. It should look like you. It should be you, right? So Kay is like, there are people at that table that have pictures that don't look like them on Instagram. Kay said that she don't need to use filters because she look better in person. I said, at this point, that's all you got going for you, sis. So Wendy asks Stacey if she now understands why Wendy herself was upset about this tone situation. So then Kay was like, say it, Wendy. Energy. Wendy said, this is what I'm talking about. The energy that you're accusing me of having is what you're doing, which is true. Which is true. Right? Kay has said that Wendy takes a tone with her and Wendy is condescending. And Wendy, you are condescending. Right? I've been saying that about you. But the way that Kay is moving is giving the same type of weird ass energy. Right? So Angel gets a little buck. Angel gets a little buck with Wendy. And once again, they show a flashback. And I said, Lord have mercy, Angel. But they show a flashback of Angel giving Wendy energy she didn't deserve. Like when Wendy was like, wow, I am like, you just completely flipped on me. Wow. And Angel was like, wow to you too, Wendy. That was unnecessary because Wendy didn't do anything to you in that moment. You know what I mean? And it's interesting, and y'all gonna scream colorism, and you brought this on yourself, Angel, but Gizelle is throwing the venom at you. Gizelle is calling you out for all this stuff, and you turn and you get mad at Wendy every single time. And because you're doing that, you are making it seem as if you and Kay had a joint alliance. Y'all had an agreement that y'all were gonna try to go at Wendy, and it just doesn't make sense. Focus on being a real housewife first before, my God, today. Wendy said, Kay, asking, do you like this lady, exposed both of y'all. And they were like, how? And Gizelle was like, because it shows that y'all been talking about her. That's how. Right? So Wendy then calls out Jizzy for not giving Stacey a customized robe and card. Ashley is cracking up. Shut up, Ashley. Gizelle was like, well, you weren't supposed to get the card at all. But Gizelle was like, I am still confused about who you are, and said that you have been very different. It's been very different between the two of us. Well, Gizelle, to be fair, you have been coming at her about this whole TJ thing. So it was wrong for Gizelle to do that. So Stacey said that Jizzy holds her to a different standard, and she feels that Gizelle is so worried about who she is dating in her business when Gizelle has a whole man who played in the NFL. When Jassi was like, come on, Wag, I screamed. I don't know why that shit was so funny. So you can see Gizelle's face cracked. And Gizelle looked at the picture and was like, I look cute, but you can tell that Gizelle is nervous and Gizelle is uncomfortable, and Gizelle did not want that to be known. Because ever since Sherman and the shit that happened with Sherman, with Monique and Sharice got that man and they was all up in that man's business and he dumped Gizelle and had her crying down to the shampoo bowl, she has never brought another real man on here, and she does not want this to be out, right? Gizelle was like, that's not a relationship. This is a date. Somebody you've been dating numerous times. So apparently Ashley was there when they met. They met at a birthday party and they have been on a couple of dates. Ashley got Gizelle's back though. She said, how many of us have been with NFL players? And everybody kind of raised their hand. Gizelle was like, well, Wendy, I don't know about you. But they were like, Stacey, why aren't you raising your hand? Stacey said, girl, I'm checking my wet and wavy. And they were like, no, Stacey, why aren't you raising your hand? Wendy called it. She said, they about to drop a dime on you, girl. Something about to happen. So Ashley was like, well, Wendy, I heard that you're trying to get close with a football player that played for the Redskins. And Wendy looked at Gizelle and was like, somebody y'all know? Gizelle said, somebody we all know. Wendy was like, what? That played for the Redskins. Chris Samuels. And the way Wendy started screaming, you trying to talk to Chris Samuels? And now Stacey's face is cracked. And that was a checkmate by Gizelle. This episode was a lot. I feel like so much was happening. I had to keep pausing because Angel. Oh my God. But Stacey cracked Gizelle's face. So point for you, Stacey. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.